Ladies and gentlemen, yet again, Trump was right, and all of media was wrong. The morally superior, wonderful, highly educated among us were wrong. And the reason that they were misguided and spreading information that misinformed was because it wasn't there wasn't political utility in telling the truth or in venturing towards a narrative that could have absolved or exonerated Trump. They needed to blame Trump. Trump was at fault always. They needed to blame Trump. They had to blame him. And so when he blamed another country, they said, "How dare you? That's prejudicial. How dare you? There's no evidence." Wall Street Journal, news exclusive. You know what? Most likely origin of you know what. It's right there. Then you have The Hill, which is a very bizarre thing. One Democrat, okay. New York Times, most likely caused. Energy Department says. Now the federal government is saying exactly what people who are marginalized, exactly what supporters of Trump, exactly what Trump was saying, exactly what Rand Paul was saying. And we couldn't talk about this, and that was the most frightening thing. One of the most frightening and pathetic and disturbing and sinister and diabolical elements of the past 3 years. The people who were almost always wrong about everything had complete control of the narrative. And they did so to politically. You have individuals within the Democratic Party, and you have the Twitter files showing government officials, Democratic Party, pundits, major corporations that control speech over the internet, not allowing Americans to voice their concerns or their thoughts or their ideas of what likely could have taken place. Democrats had zero direct evidence that Trump ever worked with another country. That's all you heard. But God forbid, all the evidence points to a viewpoint and narrative that is contrary to what all the morally superior, highly educated believed, and your voice was silenced. You had no voice. And there were people who lost everything, their income, they lost their ability to work, they were marginalized, and the entire public relations machine went after them. Senior by finding uh, the theory as credible. Oh, here, that's 21. But you have now, it's all over now. Trump is not only exonerated, we know now it wasn't simply his lack of leadership. Hey, he downplayed everything. No, no, no. Energy Department report kindles ongoing debate. No, there was no ongoing debate. There were people trying to suppress the truth because the truth makes you vote Trump. The truth exonerates Trump in most cases. U.S. Energy Department said it probably came from you know where. Yeah, we knew this years back. We knew this years back. Why didn't we admit this as a nation, as a country? Because it didn't suit the Democratic Party. That's why. And it helped Trump. And so the truth, and you can look here, The Atlantic. This is an article. Trump's supporters are getting the story backwards. If their thesis is right, it points to a course opposite what they propose. Not. This was May 7th, 2021. All you've heard is information that misinformed because it would have helped Trump politically. Okay, here. Then they said, well, it's prejudicial. We can't blame a country because, and this is happening in major cities. You have violence towards certain demographic groups in Democratic run cities in the West Coast, in the East Coast, in California and New York. Not Trump's fault. When you have violence towards certain communities within bastions of tolerance. Maybe it's the laws, maybe it's the Democrats in charge of those communities who should have paid attention, not blaming Trump. But here, all you had was all of this oh my God, Trump again uses insensitive terms. Trump, oh my God, it's his fault. He shouldn't go ahead and then you had why that theory won't go away. Maybe because it was true. Maybe because it was true. Maybe because it was actually true and it exonerated Trump. Now you can't blame Trump for everything that took place. And I am quoting everything from Politico to the New York Times, CBS News. Look at what took place at the Atlantic. Look at the concerted effort. Hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. Go to h8goodman.com to read my writing in The Hill, the Huffington Post, Salon, the Jerusalem Post, the Federalist, and other publications. Hit subscribe and share this segment everywhere. My super thanks is below. And you know what? The Patreon is very important because I do talk about topics that, a lot of people, I should say let's say they do talk about it, but there's not a lot of channels that do talk about these topics. So your support via Patreon is greatly appreciated. Why the theory won't go away, Politico? Because it's true. Because it was the most logical explanation for what took place based on all the evidence. See, they demand categorical proof if there's a narrative that doesn't suit them. And if there's a narrative that suits them, you know what? We have something in between direct and circumstantial with Trump and the Kremlin. So let's just push that. And so you have a situation where you had all of these articles written. And now we have exactly where we were 3 years ago. Trump saying Trump was right again. And Energy Department says. And you have all of these articles. Star Tribune. And there you go. And underneath every single discussion, there's a Wikipedia page to give you the context. And it's like, the people who spread the most information that misinformed were the same people who pontificated and bemoaned and just, were so condemned Trump spreading lies. And yet Rand Paul was right, and yet Trump was right, and yet Trump supporters were right. And the morally superior Democrats were wrong on this. And had we known, and had we simply just focused on why this happened, not all the hysteria and paranoia and madness, and this is broken people. 3 years later, people are still broken. Some people are afraid of their own shadow. It's broken them. Or at least it altered their view of the world. And these would be the same people who would go out and enjoy, and now they're afraid of their own shadow. And we're finding out every single thing that people skeptical of the official narratives 3 years ago, we're finding out that they're right or made a lot more sense than they were. Let's put it this way: they've been exonerated and proven right, or at least their viewpoint was a lot more logical than it was painted out to be. Anyway, give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is huge. Wall Street Journal. And there you go. Exactly what Trump said 3 years ago, but you didn't like his personality, so we can't have the truth from Trump. We have to live a lie because it's Trump. Right? Morally superior? Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now.